taking a look at Pyre from Supergiant Games. Pyre came out a while ago. I'm sure a lot of people missed it. Pyre is 100% one of a kind. There's nothing like it out there. It's a great blend of story and I guess the term I would use would almost be like community or camaraderie, and this kind of unique sort of like spirit basketball kind of thing. So let's jump into it and I'll show you how it all goes down. I've beaten the game. Back when it came out, I loved it. I played it start to finish, and when you do that, you unlock the True Nightwing mode, which is kind of like a New Game Plus hard mode. And then I have this new profile, which is just for the purposes of showing off the game without showing you any like spoilers per se. This profile is a little bit past the intro tutorial stuff, just so you can do that on your own and you can play that. We're actually about to do one of the matches, which is called a Right. So basically, this is how the game is presented. It's almost like a point-and-click adventure when you're outside of a right. This is your wagon. It's kind of like your hub. There's stuff to look at. You can talk to the characters, and that's how you develop the story and interactions. So we're going to talk with this guy named Rookie. So prior to setting up camp here, I was presented with a decision whether I wanted to take the northern route or the south route. Rookie's suggestion was the north route. Another one of my party members suggested the south route. We decided to go on the north route, and that's what he's talking about now. Jodariel, she was the one that was saying to go south, so she's probably a little cranky that we didn't. She said that we could find some mushrooms if we went south, but we went north because Rookie said somebody owed him a favor. So click on the book of rights. This is where there's a lot more story and stuff too. There's a lot of story for you to kind of discover and find on your own the more you click into things and do stuff. So I don't want to dive in too much to it because I want you to be able to experience it yourself. But this is kind of the general thing of it. You're basically a sport team, or a spiritual sport team, who's traveling to different matches all over the world. There's stories and rivals and all kinds of characters and everything. But basically, you're not actually a basketball team. The story goes that you're actually exiled, and this is the exiled land, and you're trying to win the right to go back to the regular world. But I don't want to dive too much into that because that's all wrapped up in the story and everything, and it's just more about showing you how the game plays, so that way you can go experience it yourself, really. So those three are my current party. So the rights are 3 versus 3. Later you do get to pick which character you take into the right.
The stars align at last. You reach the Ridge of Goal at the appointed time, and your triumvirate is ready. Your adversaries in the rights this eve shall be the Accusers. Whose ever pyre yet burns once the other is extinguished shall step closer to freedom. Now let the rites commence.
So just before we dive in, there's the two pyres on either side. Ours is blue, theirs is the red one. You can only control one character at a time, and there is no co-op. You can play a versus mode. I'll show you. I might show you that at the end of the video again. But you can only control one character at a time, depending on what type of character you are. Because like if you see on my side, I have the big guy, the little guy, and the medium one. They all control different. They have different abilities and such. But basically, an orb is going to spawn in the middle, and we're going to try and carry the orb into their fire. Where you can only move one character at a time, that's where the strategy and everything comes in. You'll see that we have auras, and the auras can be shot at each other, and you can kill, or banish, I guess would be the term, the opposers. But you'll kind of see it as it happens. I am just going to kind of turbo through this story, so that way a little less spoilers. Let's see what's going on here. So there's our auras.
Begin. Shoot.
Slam dunk.
Accusers underestimated you? Alas for Lendl.
Ah. Alright. Got it. Woo. So this is the first real battle. Story elements can be introduced at any time. The game is just one of a kind, man. Like the art style, the music, just everything about it. It's one of the only games that has ever sucker punched me in the feels. You make some tough decisions in this game.
It seems that you have flustered the accusers. Have you any idea what that Lendl did to deserve his exile?
Are they even gonna move? No.
A daring
So you can throw or you can jump into the fire.
the orb into the flames like that. You elude banishment using such tricks.
When you go into the fire, like I'll show you.
So it is.
So now I don't have that player for this next point.
No more than a lick of flame remains. And it is done.
Boom.
You have prevailed.
Nice.
Rejoice then in your single fleeting victory.
So that's the basics.
Guron Salashe. Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes. The exiled Jodariel has gained enlightenment.
Enlightenment is
Only
another
the
chance for
enlightened
leveling up.
can regain their freedom.
They have to be certain. So what he's talking about with the regain your freedom is throughout the course of the game, you actually are going to be sending your party members back to life or out of this exiled limbo. And when you do that, they're gone. They're out of your party. They're out of your game pretty much forever. There is some back and forth a little bit here and there with story elements, but not going to dive into that. But the character has to be enlightened or leveled up to be able to qualify for that to go home. When they level up, they do get passes and abilities. So, you get a double jump, or I can get it so that when she takes somebody out, she gets all her stamina back. I'm gonna double jump.
The demon scribe bestows his favor.
Rookie. Level up. So I I do just want to show you a little bit more of the overworld stuff. And I think maybe I'll jump into the verses just so you can see how that goes. I'm just gonna skip the dialogue here so that way it's not spoiling any of the story for you guys. But this is how the story progresses. The characters talk to you in between the rites. You travel together, you have to make decisions. Your character in this game is actually you. You're called you're known as what's called a reader. And the reader is the only person that can deal with the book of rites to like learn where the rites are going to happen. So that's kind of the way you're entwined in the story, but you get to choose how you interact with these people. So like he wishes to know if anything's troubling me, and I can ask him why he got exiled, how he got the wagon, why he couldn't do the rites himself, and what happens if I refuse to help. So we'll just ask him how he got the wagon, and we're gonna skip the dialogue just so you guys can play on your own, figure it out. This is how traveling works. You look at the sky. This is the one where we were just at. But you go to the glowing one. Now our destination's picked. Just gonna skip the dialogue again. So you can go into your wagon and, like, again, Rookie's in here. He can talk, but this is totally optional. You don't have to come in here and talk to Rookie. I highly recommend doing it though, because the story is great. It really makes you connect with the characters. There's different things that you can interact with. But I'm not going to talk to Rookie right now, just so, yeah, sticking with the theme of not ruining anything, spoiling. But I just wanted to show you how the game plays, how everything works, and just, if you guys miss Pyre, like, it's one of a kind. You should really check it out. I can't say enough good things about it. With the Nightwing mode, you can just keep playing it all day, every day. Like, it has a ton of replayability. The versus mode, if you play against a friend, is really, really fun. It can get really intense if you both get the hang of it and kind of learn each other's patterns and everything. It gets really tricky. It's easy to pick up and play, but it's so deep. Like, it allows you to get really stylish and have a lot of fun with it. So this is actually a character who's going to join our party. You get to pick her name, oddly enough. Spoilers, but I'm just going to pick the one I always pick. But again, I don't want to say too much. And that's pretty much how you get new characters. Sometimes there's little, like, stipulations and stuff associated with it, but it's pretty much just progressing the story will get you the new characters, and then they're part of your crew. So this is the same kind of thing, but like, I can go in here and I can talk to Kay and see what she wants to talk about, and maybe she'll have some ideas or input on the options here. I'm not gonna do it just because. So, ways in which you make yourself useful during. So, this is. We're gonna have some downtime, and we get to pick what activities everybody's gonna do during the downtime. So we can get somebody to level up. We can get passive buffs for the next rite, or we can get them to go collect valuables, so that way when we come across the market, we can sell them and get better gear to use in the battles. We're gonna just level somebody up. And now I actually get to pick who I want to mentor. Let's see, rank 1, rank 2, rank 1. So Jordale is the highest rank, so I'm not going to do it on her. I think we'll do, yeah. And there. It levels him all the way up to level 2 and a bit. Which is great, because now he'll get his first one. So he can get more stamina. And his allies regenerate stamina twice as quickly as usual. Ooh. Personal? Everyone. And this is what I mean by, like, you can customize the characters a bit like this, but you can kind of customize your playstyle more so than the individual characters. So rank 1 here. So we're given two choices. We can either go to the Blue Hive, because Cave Leash, those who travel this fast shall be as strong as goal of the 8 scribes, or we can go the South route. So it looks like it's offering us two different kinds of buffs, right? So you can get a strength buff, or you can get a swift buff. I'm gonna take the swift buff. I bet you I'm pretty sure the strength buff would be one to, when you hit the Pyre, it does more points to the Pyre. More story route. And we got +1 quickness, like I thought. So that plus Headwind's new passive, everybody's going to be moving much faster this fight. This fight, I guess, not fight. Any word that's in red you can highlight with your cursor and it'll give you a little bit more info on it. For example, Ruki's the dog guy that's in our party, so it shows you who he is and everything. Just in case you forget. So this is the slug market. This is the shop. There's we'll jump into it. So it's a rank 10 talisman, costs 20 gold. After being banished by an adversary, the bearer has a chance to return immediately, 30%. While carrying the orb, the bearer moves faster than usual, 10%. When plunging into the adversary's fire, deals bonus damage. So the right automatic gains +7 to the Pyre. So that's pretty cool, right? Like, each, which one was it? The chance to come back? We're gonna do that on. So everybody can have one item. Just again, customizing for playstyle is what it comes down to. We're kind of going for speed over power or anything at the moment. That's what it kind of is playing out to. So why not? Let's see if anybody has anything to say before the right. Oh, Headwind does. So he's gonna tell you about the wagon. I don't want to spoil it. We're just gonna skip that. Sometimes people will say that they're like nervous before a rite and that they actually don't want to participate. You can still make them, but they'll take negatives and stuff if they don't want to participate and you force them to, or they can get sick on the journey and things like that. And then if you make them play, they'll still have negatives. Other people, or other times, there will be the opposite, where they're really excited to fight, or they have a personal grudge against one of the opposers or something like that, and they really want to be in the fight. And if you don't put them in the fight that time, then they'll be really mad at you, and that'll affect the conversations and stuff when you're traveling to the next one. So just jump in. I'll do this right, and then that'll probably be the end of the video. Or I guess I wanted to show you guys the verses. So we'll do this right, and then we'll bounce to the main menu, show you the verses menu and how that's set up. And then that'll be it. Just because I don't want to spoil the game, because it is a very story-based game.
What brings you to the spring of Jomir? Why, it must have been the stars. Although it seems that your triumvirate now numbers 4 exiles, not the expected 3. The rules of the rites were not created for you to besmirch. Prepare now to confront the fate. They still honor the traditions of the scribes, and surely have been longing for this chance. But first, you have a choice to make. Yes. So much now, Fatio.
Anyways. Ooh, so he gave us an item. Because he's very, he's like an old sensei. He's very honorable, he's very steeped in tradition. And then the son is kind of not so versed in the old ways, I guess would be the way to put it. But this is the beginning of a little story arc, so I don't want to go too deep into it, just so you can experience it yourself.
Who shall stand together here this night?
So, Kay has no experience and no levels. We're gonna do headwind. Jordan. Oh yeah. Give her the quickness one, because she's the tank and slow. That'll speed her up a bit. Jordario. Comes down to Ruki and Kay. I think Kay wanted to be in the fight, so I'll lose her. So she seems pleased. And again, this is what I mean. Every decision matters. Everything you do matters. Steeped in story. Now it's time for the right. Oh, so close.
Now take it! The fate are banished to the last. The Night Wings are the first to strike.
Slam, dunk, bunk.
Now, toward their flames.
Oh.
Headwind doused the adversary's
Alright, I'm still learning about how to play a little bit.
No mare vici.
A moondrap. If I'm not mistaken, the moondrap. Yeah, infinite stamina.
But shall it be enough for Dalbert and his faithful son?
Nope.
Oh, Dalbert's son went poof. Remember
Oh yeah.
everything that you hold dear. Now Go on just once more.
Oh, I got blocked.
Dorban plunged into the adversary's flame.
Accidentally double switched and went back to my character. That was my fault.
Almost. How very sad for the faint. And it is done.
And there we go.
The Night Wings prevail. It was a glorious performance, I must say.
So,
Perhaps you shan't be quite so fortunate next time.
so more story, blah blah blah.
There is much to learn from this experience. A flash of inspiration for next time.
Yeah.
Until the stars align.
Sedame frunta.
Okay. So that's all I'm going to show you for the campaign. I hope that's enough to kind of get you seeing what it's all about, get you intrigued a little bit, get you interested. Because it is a fairly long game, not going to lie. It's not one that you're going to bang out in a single day for sure. Alright. So we'll mark our destination and we should be able to quit to the main menu. So that's where we just were. This one now. Alright. That was the little save symbol, so we're good. Exit campaign, proceed. Alright. So this is the versus mode. Not really spoilers or anything here, it's just you're going to be able to see the cast of characters that are playable. You get to pick your team, so what color you are and your name. You can pick the stage. So we'll do the one that we just did so you don't see another one. We'll play the same team, but I mean, I could play whoever. We'll play the accusers. Talismans are those items that we're using in the game. You can turn them off or on. Masteries are the skills. Turn them off and on. We're going to skip the longer intro, do a random theme for music. You can set their difficulty. Titan stars are negative effects for your team only, basically. They're kind of like moderators to make the game harder for you. You can also customize like their loadouts so you can play that way. So we're just going to jump into it here. So this is the mode that you can play with a friend. It is 2-player. It would be the same as single player, except one player controls the other team. Same rules, only one player can move at a time on each team.
Here you shall be tested by your adversary. Try not to let the pressure get to you.
So,
True Nightwings, stand ready.
the CPUs
Accusers, stand
in Versus, even on just level 3, are a lot tougher than the beginning of the campaign. It's meant to be jump in and play. So, we're gonna pick our team from campaign, basically.
Brokey. Now begin. Now then. In honor of the scribes.
And yeah, you get to set up basically a bunch of customized settings. Why am I so slow? Oh no. Score that. Yep.
A rather cunning trick. How comical. United in banishment.
I think I do have a Titan Star on where I'm slow if they're all vanished.
To each his own.
Yeah. I'm very slow if they're all vanished. So that's probably a Titan Star that I have. Oh, on. Oh dear. They're cranky. And aggressive.
Luck for now. Vanished, one and all.
Oh, so close. There we go. Woo! Alright, this is kind of showing off what Pyre builds up to. Very strategic. Fun matches! Oh, so close. Oh, got them all.
Farewell, accusers.
So slow. And in. Woo!
Good.
Go Rookie! Oh no! Oh, that was...
To the adversary's flanks.
Man. Alright.
Good.
So close. Nice try.
How very sad for
Darn.
the true Nightwings.
3, 2, 1.
Sandra demonstrates her worth.
Stupid Sandra. Oh. Oh dear.
Each in turn. Accusers banished to the last.
Oh.
Alas for Rookie.
Darn. That was dumb. Traded. Go Rookie, go! Oh yeah. Alright, one more. One more. We don't got Rookie, so that's tricky.
The orb.
Darn.
And it
Too
is
fast.
done. The true Nightwings prevail.
So that's around the verses.
Accomplished effortlessly,
That also
I
shows
might
kind of
add.
more what endgame Pyre is more
Thus
like, or
end
later
this
in the game.
night's proceedings.
I was only playing against the medium level.
Until the next right.
This guy's talking over me left, right, and center, huh? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, I was playing on difficulty 3. It goes up to 5. 5 is hard. Let me warn you now. Don't jump into versus and play against CPU 5s. You're gonna have a bad time. You gotta remember, I've beat the game and I've played through pretty far on the Nightwing mode, which kind of forces you to use Titan Stars and things like that. So The versus is quite challenging. If you were to jump into that, I highly recommend playing the adventure first to kind of get your bearings. And it's slower. It eases you into Pyre, because once you get up into it, Pyre gets fast and furious, and it's just a good time. So that's everything I have to say about Pyre. I really hope you guys check this one out because I absolutely loved it. It's so different from anything I've played, but the intensity's there. The story's there if you're into that. The art style is just magnificent. I love the art style. The characters are just fantastic, and different. I don't want to say anything about them, but there's one little guy that I fell in love with him. I couldn't wait to send him home, but at the same time it broke my heart to send him home because then he wasn't with me anymore. And it's a good time from start to finish. Like, I would say pick up Pyre as soon as you can, just because you're not going to be disappointed. And it's even better, like I said, if you can find a friend to play it with. The versus mode is really good just to kind of kick back and play a few matches with a friend, because it does get really intense, and the more you know each other, the more the mind games and the head games come into play. Plus the variation in the characters keeps it fresh. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, leave a like down below. Give me a comment if you've played Pyre or what you thought, if it made you cry, if it made you laugh, whatever. Just let me know if you've played it. And if you want to help the channel out, the best thing to do right now is to share the videos, get the word of mouth going so that more people can come find it. And yeah, look forward to more videos coming soon, guys. Have a good one.